and welcome to my presentation on the life map. My name is James McQueen, and I'm one of the mental health counselors at the family health team. This video is meant to simply be a review and recap of this tool that we use in a few of the groups. And the life map is simply a point of view or a way of getting a perspective on one's experiences. So with that in mind, I'm not going to say that this is the right point of view or even the correct point of view. However, it's a point of view that we might find helpful to sort our various experiences. It's like a framework. So I'm going to share my screen here and also use the whiteboard feature. This might be a good opportunity for you to pause the video and get a piece of paper for yourself and a pen just to make one of these and follow along for yourself, just to make this life map unique to you and your circumstances and your experiences. Throughout this, I'm going to be using just some random examples. So press pause and grab a piece of paper and a pen if you don't already have one. So with this life map, we're going to do a little exercise here with noticing something. So one way that we experience the world is through our five senses. So if you can pick up an object, any object, so I have a pencil here. So with my five senses, what do I notice with this object using descriptions? So I can notice that it's like a yellowish color with white on the end. It has a point on the other end. And when I touch it, what do I feel? I feel it's round, but because it's like a hexagon shape, there's some flatness to it as well in some places. It's pretty rigid. It's fairly hard except for the eraser, which is a little bit more yielding and squishy. The point is pointy and it's a little bit sharp. If I smell it, I can kind of smell wood, and it doesn't necessarily make any sounds unless I tap it on something. And for sanitary purposes, I'm not going to taste the pen or the pencil. So one way that we experience the world is through our five senses. So at the top of the page, if you could, just write down five senses experiencing. And if I was to hide the pencil away from out of my view, so I'll just put it away there, would I be able to have thoughts about the pen or the pencil, memories about the pencil? Yeah, I would. And I might even have opinions or judgments about the pencil. It might remind me of pencils that I use. So I might think back to, I might think back to maybe grade 1 when that's all I used was a pencil. So another way that we experience the world is through our inner experiencing, which is essentially any experiencing that you can't necessarily see me doing, but I'm doing it. So at the bottom of the page, we'll just write down there inner experiencing. So again, this is things like thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, memories, urges or cravings as well, that might be related to inner experiencing. And who notices that difference between is there a difference between five sense experiencing and inner experiencing? And the answer is, yeah, there's a difference. So, and who's noticing that difference? I'm noticing that difference. We notice that difference between that. So in the middle there, we just write me noticing. I can shift my attention between noticing the pen, doing something with the pen, and then me being in my head about the pen or having thoughts or feelings about the pen. And there's a difference between those two things. So if you could just draw a line a vertical line, like going like that, with me noticing the middle, and then a vertical line. Next, for the purpose of this exercise, I ask if you could just draw a line going from sort of like a horizontal line there. So we have it now divided up into 4 quadrants. And these lines, or this line, basically symbolizes either moving towards or away. So I'm going to use a simple example of a cat. So things that we might see a cat moving towards would be the smell of food, maybe the sound of a can opener opening. They might move towards a favorite toy that they can see. They might move towards people. Cats also move towards warmth as well. So if there's a sunny window, or if there's sun coming through the window, the cat might move towards that as well. So cats move towards things that they can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. Cats also move away from things. So cats move away from maybe loud noises, maybe bigger cats that they can see. They might move away from the sensation of water on them. So if we splash a cat with water, they'd probably be really upset and tend to like move away from that. So cats move away from things that they can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. Humans also move away and towards things that we can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. We also have the ability, though, to move towards things that we can just kind of like notice with our inner experiencing. So we're going to start off with the bottom right hand quadrant here. And in this quadrant are what we move towards are who and what matters to you. And in this, we might put things like, and please make this unique to yourself. So if you need a few minutes just to think about some things and put some thought into it, feel free. So some things that we might move towards might be family or health. Might be something that is a what that we move towards. Who we might move towards could be friends. What that we might move towards might be challenge, kindness, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And we'll be spending some time in the group just sort of like really identifying some things that are important to us. We'll call them our values. However, we just wanted to sort of like do like an introduction here. So just jot down a few things that would be who and what matters to you. And moving on to the left-hand side here, we have thoughts, emotions, memories, physical sensations. That might be difficult, and that might stand as an obstacle, or might get in the way of moving towards those things. And again, make this unique to you. Some things though that we often hear are things like fear, thoughts that are self-critical in nature, painful memories that might come up from time to time, stress, physical sensations might be anxious symptoms, so something like a high heart rate, or maybe chronic pain of some type. So those are thoughts, emotions, memories, physical sensations that might get in the way. And just make it unique to yourself as we go along here. And moving on to the top box, there are actions that we do to move away from those difficult experiences. So we can capture this in an acronym that we use called DOTS, and those actions are, DOTS basically stands for distraction. So distraction might look like binge watching TV shows. The O stands for opting out, so that might be avoiding or withdrawing from people. So withdrawing from friends, we'll say. The T stands for thinking strategies. So this can look like a wide variety of things that people do. It might be blaming themselves, blaming other people, overanalyzing, rehashing the past, going into the time machine and trying to fix past problems, maybe worrying about the future, and those types of things. So just jot down one of those, maybe worrying and blaming self. And then the S stands for substances or self-harm or any other strategies. So that might be things like sleep or shopping. I'll just put shopping there. And what we know is that human beings will often do these things to escape pain, and they will always provide some sort of short-term relief, or they will help in the moment. And the moment or short-term could be seconds or minutes. It doesn't have to be necessarily days or hours. And sometimes there could be a cost to these things. And I want to emphasize too that we're not saying that these things are either bad or good, because sometimes binge watching TV, if you're on vacation, maybe that's what you need to do. It's whether it's helpful or not helpful, and what is the purpose of those things that I'm doing. And those actions, those thoughts and feelings and memories might lead to doing those actions. However, in the long run, or even in the short term too, they might lead to more things like fear, self-critical thoughts, painful memories. For example, if I'm feeling fearful of being around other people, or anxious about being around other people, I might not attend a party or go somewhere, but then I might feel guilt for not going to the party, or maybe for letting other people down, which just might lead to another action that I take. And what happens is it becomes a cycle or a stuck loop, and we'll call it the stuck loop. It just tends to get us stuck, and maybe not connecting with what's important to us. So these actions here, they're done to move away from those thoughts, feelings, memories, physical sensations. But in the process, they're also, they might also be disconnecting us from what's important to us. Again, useful in the short term, and people do them because they are useful in the short term. In the long term, though, it might just cause more of these difficult thoughts and feelings. The final box at the top right-hand quadrant is actions in line with who and what matters. That are either, we'll say current, so they're present right now, or we plan to do them, right? So they're on our mind and they're on our radar for things that we would like to do, but we're not necessarily doing them right now. So in that box, it might be, so what's an action that might be in line with my health? It could be exercise, or maybe I like to skip breakfast. So I might be eating breakfast, something as simple as that. Watching my video about the life map actually might also be something that you're doing in order for health as well. So these actions can be the smallest thing. They're always going to be those actions that are moving you towards what matters to you, no matter what they are. And actions that we might think about doing, but we haven't actually started yet. But it's like I said, it's kind of like on our radar, and things that we might like to do. So it might mean something like I was planning on maybe getting together with friends. So setting aside time to spend with friends might be something that I'm thinking about doing, that I haven't actually started doing yet. So to recap, we're either moving towards what matters to us, who or what matters to us, our values, or we're moving away from difficult thoughts and feelings. So those thoughts and feelings, can be described as, things like fear, self-critical thoughts, maybe physical sensations or memories. Actions that we do to move away are the dots. So DOT simply stands for distraction, opting out, thinking strategies, and substances and other strategies. And in the top right-hand corner here are actions in line with who and what matter. And like I said, they could either be current or planned. So they're stuff that we can see ourselves doing in response to who and what matters to us. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching it.